Hey everybody, I'm Shauna and welcome to Stardew Valley Expanded and the Butterfield Farm. A couple of things you'll notice in all of my games. My favorite thing is coffee, always coffee, and I always have a dog. My husband doesn't like dogs, so we don't have one, so I have to live vicariously through my gaming. So we are going to use the Grandpa's Farm layout, which is replacing the standard farm on Stardew Valley Expanded. The other thing I'm doing is this community center, and I'm doing it to get it finished in 1 year. So let's get started. And let's grab our parsnips and head on out to check out the farm. There's a lot of stuff going on, so we're going to do a little bit of clearing and just get rid of some of these weeds. Now I have two purposes to doing this. Actually, I have three. Here I am getting our parsnips planted. You'll notice the other thing with my farms, I'm quite anal when it comes to my gardens. I want everything in order and, just even. So I take my time planting my gardens and making sure that all of my crops are in the same order. All planted. Now I'm going to continue clearing off the farm a little bit, and there's two purposes to this. Number one, I need to grab enough wood to make a chest because you don't have a lot of room when you first start this game. And number two, I'm cleaning up the weeds not only to get the fiber, which you will need later, but also the fiber provides mixed seeds, which I also love to use this in the early game because there are crops that you cannot afford to buy, or at least not very many, and the mixed seeds provide you with your crops for each season. So they change with each season, which is fantastic. It's a free way to get crops to help you make money. The other thing you'll notice is I am playing on a modded farm. So I am playing on PC and I have quite a few mods. One of the mods that I have is called auto watering. And so I do not have to use sprinklers or water my crops, which is fantastic. The other thing you'll notice is I have another mod called faster animation, which helps. I don't know how to animation cancel. So that is one of the mods that I'm using, and I love that. Chest is made. Let's get that put down somewhere. I usually make my area for my chests up here on this farm because eventually I'll get a workbench, which I also really enjoy. Make sure that I get everything in place and in order. I like having my tools in a certain order, so I'm rearranging them a bit. Again, just the way that I play my game. Let's do a little bit more clearing, and again, looking for those mixed seeds that we can use. Not every weed gives you mixed seeds, which is too bad, because it would be nice to have lots, but that's okay. The other thing with clearing off your farm a little bit, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to get around. And this early in the game, you don't have a light to go by, so when you're out late at night and you can't see, it's best to try and give yourself some space to walk around. The other thing, clearing weeds does not take up your energy, which is also fantastic and easy way to just clean up your farm a bit and not use any energy if you're running low, as you can see I am, and because you run out of energy very quickly this early in the game. All right, now that we have cleaned up our farm a little bit, let's go out and do some foraging. When I'm really low on energy early in the game, we want to find forageables not only for the community center, which is going to open here in a couple of days, but also to eat, for food, for energy. I'm not talking to anybody right now. I quite often will wait till one of the first festivals. I can't even remember which one the first festival is, and talk to everybody then. So we're going to run around Robin's looking for forageables, and then, oh yeah, I got to go buy seeds. So let's wander down to Pierre's and get some seeds so we can plant those in our garden, but looking for forageables on the way. And here we go into Pierre. Grab ourselves some beans. And again, I'm doing them in threes because, as I said earlier, I'm a little anal when it comes to my garden. But I only have enough money for one potato. So this is when those mixed seeds are going to come in handy because potatoes are important and they come in multiples, which is great. And then let's head back to the farm and get those few crops planted. Um, we'll get going here. One of the other mods that I have on here is called Walk Through Trellis, which means things like your beans, your grapes and whatnot, you can walk right through, which is fun. And there we go. So get our few mixed seeds done. We're going to go searching for a few more. To get our pockets emptied. That's one thing. Other thing about me, I always empty my pockets at night. Always. And we're off to bed and finished our first day. And here we go off to day 2. Yeah, Willie. So I guess we're going to head down to see Willie today and get our fishing rod and get our fishing game on. Tidying up, grabbing a little bit more wood because we need to get a second chest. One of the other mods that I have that I play with is called Chests Anywhere, and so it gives you the opportunity to see multiple chests no matter where you are on the farm, or pardon me, on the map. So we're working on getting some wood here, some more wood to make to make another chest, and then we can get even more organized, which is one of my things I like to do in the game. I'm doing just a single pieces of wood because they take much less energy, and I want to save as much of my energy as I can for when I go down and see Willie and fish. Super important to do that. And the other thing we're going to try and remember to do today is to go check for spring onions. Um, Again, forageables are a great source of food when you do run low on energy, and then you can have that. Oh dear, we're starting to feel exhausted, which means we have probably collected enough wood. Um, so let's head over and make ourselves at least one more chest, depending on how much wood we have. Oh, it looks like we've got enough for 2, which is even better. Make ourselves a couple of chests, get them in place. And then I'm going to show you this Chests Everywhere mod. You can rename them, which is great, pressing that little speech bubble. And then you can, I usually have one for resources, one for fish or beach, depending. And then I usually have one for the mines as well, prepping for when the mines are open and we're going to start collecting items from there. Sometimes I will color code them. Color code them. I used to do that quite a bit before I had this mod, just because then it helped me remember which was in which. If you are not playing modded, when I played on my Switch, I did not, of course, have mods. So then what I would also do is use the signs that you can make, either the wood or the stone signs, and then you can put them behind the chests to help keep yourselves organized. Yay, forageables, finally. Grab some of those. Now, daffodils don't give you any energy, but they're great for gifts early on in the game. One of the people that I do want to gift is Caroline, as she has our tea saplings, and that's a way that you can make money, but I will get into that in a different video. And here we go to head down to check for spring onions because I forgot yesterday. And like I said, they are going to be really important as we're fishing today. Lots of spring onions. Oh, this is fantastic. Yay! And I leveled up in foraging, which means we are going to get our energy back. Wild horseradish. You know, there's days when the foraging is better than others. This is a new way on Expanded to get to the beach. This is Blue Moon Vineyard with a new NPC that we'll talk to later. But coming down here is a sneaky way to get to the beach. Now, I am not showing the cutscene with Willie as I have seen it multiple times in all of the games I've provided, but what I am doing here is eating some of our forageables to get my energy back up so that I can fish. The bamboo pole is a great fish, or pardon me, is a great fishing pole to use. It can be tricky. Now, part of the mods that I have is one called Skip the Mini Fishing Game. Again, I've been playing Stardew for a long time, so some of these I don't mind using. I can do another video maybe later on to show the different fishing and give you some tips that I have learned with fishing. If you are new and are struggling with fishing, Willie sells a training pole. Now, it does not give you any really great fish, but what it does do is it will help you practice. Now, as you just saw, we leveled up in fishing already, so we are going to level up in foraging and fishing today, which is great. Um, and then up in the left corner, you're going to see I have another mod called Fishing Overlay, believe it's called, and it actually shows you what fish you can get and the percentages of getting them, which is really fun as well. The other beautiful thing with the Chests Anywhere mod is, as you see, I'm at the ocean, but I can see all of my chests. So I've put my forageables away for now so that I have room for more fish and to be able to make more money, because that's another great way early game to make some money. So we'll just keep fishing for a little while. So now that we have accumulated some fish and some seaweed, let's go in to see Willie and let's sell some stuff to make ourselves some money and possibly buy some more seeds, or we are going to save up for the backpack upgrade. I do at least the first backpack upgrade. Don't necessarily need the second one depending. I have found, especially with that Chests Anywhere mod, I really don't need the third row, but sometimes we do. Okay, eating our spring onions. Can't even imagine how bad my breath is right now. Drinking the Joja Cola. And then a little bit more fishing to make us some more money. So Willie is closed now. So now any of the fish that I get, I'm just going to put in my shipping bin for overnight. Here I am getting a few more fish, but I am fishing at the river now. Different fish, of course, become available in different parts on Stardew. So just going to do some quick fishing. We're getting later. It's getting a little more difficult to see. So we're just going to grab a few more fish here. Our pockets are starting to get a little bit full. So again, part of the Chests Anywhere mod is we can empty our pockets whenever we like. So right now I'm going to pull up my shipping bin, which I can see with this mod. Now in my fish chest, I'm keeping the recyclables because eventually I'm going to make a recycling machine. And then I'm also saving the fish and the forageables from the beach because I know I'm going to need them for the community center once it opens. Here we're going to ship a bunch of things. Oh, I need to take those geodes back and put those in our mines chest because we're going to need that later on. So got all of these in the shipping bin, and then that empties our pockets again. Heading up around Robin's here again, looking for forageables. Now this is getting very difficult to see. So, hey, wait a minute, I have wood. Let's make a torch. That would be a smart thing to carry until I get my glowstone ring or anything like that. Don't know. It's the first time I've ever done this. I don't know why I never thought of it before. It just makes a whole lot of sense. I don't use torches very much in the game, but this just makes sense because then I can actually see a little bit as I am holding it. Not a great radius, but at least it gives us something that we can see as we're heading back to the farm. And here we are back at the farm. Let's get our pockets empty and get ready for the night. Um, and we are off to bed. Level 1 foraging, level 1 fishing, and level 2 fishing. Quite a bit of level ups today, and we made some pretty decent money with all of those fish, and that's not including what we already sold to Willie. Here we go, day 3 of spring. Okay, what are we up to today? Oh, it's raining. Hello, Clint. Oh, breaking some ore. And here is our blueprint for the furnace. Oh, that's fantastic, which means the mines must be open today, and I can go ahead there today and start that, which is going to be really great. Um, at least I think so. I can never remember the order of events in this game at the beginning. Uh, I always forget because I get so into the game and then forget what happens when. So I am grabbing a few things before we head off. Oh yes, if the community center is open today, then we should be able to drop these off. But again, I can't remember what order is where. So we're gonna head down, look for some more spring onions because we ate them all yesterday. Yay, more spring onions. Oh, and another good batch too. That's fantastic. And then let's just wander around and see if we can find any more forageables while we're out here. One of the other new areas with expanded is the West Cindersnap. So Cindersnap is usually where Marnie's place is and whatnot. What they've added is this huge forest, which you can get up to 12 forageables a day in there, which is so helpful. Plus the plethora of wood and grass for when you need hay and you need wood. Now they are all spruce trees. There's no different maple or oak trees, so not great for um, tappers and whatnot. But there's a lot that you can actually grab in this forest when you walk around. Now you'll see that the area has gotten a little bit foggy. On rainy days, there is a fog effect, which, I mean, it's neither here or there for me. In your setup menu, you can actually shut the fog effect off in the Stardew Valley Expanded. Like I said, it doesn't really matter to me, so I keep it on. But we're going to keep looking for forageables. One of the other things I love about Stardew Valley Expanded, especially in Cindersnap, is that there are treasures everywhere. So right now we found ourselves an ancient sword that needs to go in the museum, but we have no room, so we are just putting some stuff in our box, and then we are going to um, grab that ancient sword because, I mean, it's a great way to start off the museum. One of the things you're going to find about Cindersnap, besides the fact it's like freaking huge, is the fact that you can find different treasures all over the place. Now, one of the little spots I just found, which I knew about from a previous playthrough, has a forced sword. Now, we have not opened the mines yet, which means that's going to be a way better sword than the rusty sword that we get from Marlin. So we are going to snag that, and then we're going to keep going and find out what else we can do today. Now we have come back to the farm, emptied our pockets again, and we are heading into town and heading towards the museum. We have our artifacts here in our pockets. Oh, look, Clint needs a seaweed. I think we can handle that. Check the garbage cans while we're here because you never know what you'll find. And then we're going to head over to the museum. Now, Now, the one thing you're going to notice is that the museum is covered by glass, which is kind of cool. So as for specifics as to where I put my artifacts in my museum and my gems, like I said, I have a picture that I use that I found on Pinterest, I believe, that I've been using on quite a few of my playthroughs. I just like to keep them, they stay organized, they're in color, that kind of thing, which I really enjoy. That was pretty quick, which is fantastic. Now we're going to run that back to Clint really quickly. We are going to hop back and forth between Clint and Gunther here at the museum. We have a couple of geodes to crack as well as artifacts to donate, so let's get that done. Now we're going to head up back towards the mountain lake and get some new fish as we haven't fished up here yet. And we're going to spend the rest of day 3 fishing and making some more money so that we are ready to go. So we have leveled up in fishing again and can make crab pots and dish of the sea. Dish of the sea is one of my favorite recipes. Made some pretty good money today too, which is great. And now we are on to day 4. Now day 4 is, I think, the community center and the mines are both open today, so it's a pretty big day. Good thing we've got our energy up. And now we are heading off to town towards the community center, checking for forageables as we go because those are still very, very important. Here we go. Let's get up to the community center. Wait a minute. Where's the cutscene? Oh, right. It's not 8 o'clock yet. Cutscene doesn't happen until after 8 a.m. So let's head up towards the mines because I think they are open as well today, and we can at least get our sword and maybe, do a few levels while we're there. Oh, little spot, new spot over here. Grab another forageable. There's a break in the fence, which is fantastic. And then we're up towards the mines. Now the mines are in a different spot in Expanded. There is a mod option to turn on the old entrance if that's too much. Oh, geez, it's not open yet? What the heck? See, this is what happens. I don't remember things. So, guess we'll fish some more. That's kind of what we're going to do. Put everything away, grab our fishing pole, and I guess we'll do some more fishing. Dang it. We're going to do some more fishing in the mountain lake as well as in town, just to get our fishing up and make a little bit more money. And then one of the other things that I want to do is show you a new area with Stardew Expanded, and over at, it's called Shearwater Bridge. So over here we can get some new fish as well. There are a number of new fish items, recipes, etc. that you get with this mod, not to mention all the NPCs. So we are going to go and take a look at that. So we can catch, it's called the butterfish, and you'll see it looks like a thing of butter. And then we can also catch the puppy fish. And both are important in the game. For the rest of day 4, we ended up doing some more fishing. We handed out some daffodils that went over well with Carolyn, but not so much with Olivia and Jody. Gave a forageable to Andy, bought some seeds from Pierre, went back to the farm, prepped the space, planted the seeds, and then went to bed. We leveled up in fishing, as well as leveled up in foraging, and made a pretty good amount of money too. Day 5 begins. Day 5 is a big day as the community center opens today, finally, as well as the mines. Oh, Marnie is here. And going to get ourselves a puppy dog. What should we name our puppy dog? Let's name him Scamp. Scamp's a good dog name. And finally, we can harvest our parsnips. Did we get any gold ones? Because we need some gold ones. No gold ones. Really? Oh well. Good thing we're going to go and sell them and get some more. And it's Friday, which means that it is a traveling cart day, traveling cart lady day. There we go. The other thing with Grandpa's farm is there's a sweet little shortcut to get to the traveling cart once you can get there, because of course we haven't cleared this out yet. And then, boom, we are at the traveling cart. Saves a couple of seconds. What has she got today? Ooh, a pufferfish. Let's see what else she has. A coconut, yes, and a rare seed. What am I going to get? I know I need the coconut. Do I get the pufferfish is a question. I don't have enough for the pufferfish, so I guess not. Not this time. Okay. The community center is finally open, so let's head into town, have the cutscene with Lewis, check out the community center, and carry on with our day. As we head into town, let's check out the board to see if there's a job available. Oh, Marnie wants some seaweed. We can do that. Let's head down to the ocean, find some seaweed for Marnie. Head back to Pierre, sell our parsnips, buy a whole bunch more because we still need those gold ones, deliver the seaweed to Marnie, and continue on. After we got the parsnips planted back on the farm, it was finally time to head to the mines. Hello, Marlin. Thank you very much for the rusty sword, but we found a better one, so we don't need it. But instead of just throwing it away, I'm going to put it into one of my chests to sell later on. Now, there are some tips for the mines that I use. Depending on where your energy level is at, you want to be careful with how many rocks that you are hitting. I don't ever hit the big rocks right away. Um, it just uses up the energy. Now, early in the game, I do try and get as many of the slimes and the bugs as I can, as of course I always have that monster. Wait a minute, did I just get a glowstone ring? That's amazing! I won't be running around in the dark anymore. Yay! As I was saying, you don't want to use up too much energy in the mines, so you want to be careful with which rocks that you are hitting. I do kill the creatures because I want to get up my combat level, but also I always have that monster eradication goal in the back of my mind. So we are just going to continue mining today and see how far we can get down and what other treasures we find. So on my first day of mining, I did end up getting quite a few treasures, quite a few gems, some hardwood, a few other things. I ended up on an infested level and thought that I could get down, got a little greedy, thought I could get down to level 20 in the mines, and ended up passing out on level 17. Oops. But on the other hand, we ended up leveling up in farming, fishing, combat, and mining today. So all in all, it was a pretty good day. End of day 5, and then we're on to day 6. On the start of day 6, it was raining. And then checking the mail, we had an invitation to go see the wizard, as well as money from Dad, and then a note from Marlin about the slimes and entering the Adventurers Guild, as well as our pass out note from Dr. Harvey. So here I thought we were going to spend another day in the mines after visiting the wizard. Now that we've talked to the wizard, we can start putting things into the community center. So let's grab the items that we have in our community center box, head to the community center, and put them in their places. We had everything for the spring foraging bundle, which gave us 30 more spring seeds, which we will plant back on the farm. It opened up a couple of more rooms, which we could then put more items into. But then it dawned on me, it's raining, and there are some fish that I need to catch. So I decided to go fishing instead. And here we are in the final day of this video playthrough of Stardew Valley Expanded. It's our first Queen of Sauce, so we're going to get stir fry, which is always the first one you get. I made my first copper bar, so finished that for Clint, and then decided to head off to the mines. Now today I am focusing on killing bugs, collecting ore and gems, and just getting through levels. Some days I like to kill the bugs and actually collect stone, but today I wanted to get down to at least level 20 to kill our slimes for the Adventurers Guild, but also to level up our combat and our mining. So when you're hitting the ore gems, or pardon me, the um, ore nodes, I guess, you have a better chance of leveling up. Oh, I hate these circular levels. They are such a pain, but they quite often have some good stuff in them, so I do my best not to skip them. We've reached level 20, got ourselves a small steel sword, but then we want to compare which is better, the forest sword or the small steel sword. And it looks like I'm keeping the forest sword. So we're going to head out to the Adventurers Guild since we killed our 10 slimes and chat with Marlin. Now, while we are in the Adventurers Guild, we're going to sell a few items to Marlin. It is the only place that you can, extra boots and shoes and whatnot that you get, as well as possibly purchasing sword. So this is your monster eradication guide. Um, for the rest of the day, we headed back into the mines, trying to get down to level 40 as that is our next goal. But the mining gods were not with us, as the case may be, and we did make it to level 30. So that's it for our first playthrough video of the Butterfield Farm. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.